Good day! I am EAPascual from the Department of Education, Kerlan Sub-Office, Laguna, Philippines.
And I am NVSanMiguel from the Department of Education, Lumban Sub-Office, Laguna. The title of our study is Systematic Forecasting and Meta-Analysis of Learners' Numeracy and Literacy Status in Select Divisions of Region 4A Calabarzon.
Commensurate with the two-year educational log brought about by COVID-19, DepEd Order 34 of 2022, or the 5 days in-person classes, and DepEd Order 14 of 2023, the implementation of National Learning Camp, were signed. This study aimed in constructing a projection of the status of numeracy and literacy skills of learners in selected divisions of DepEd Region 4A Calabarzon, Philippines for the next years to come.
With these two recently implemented programs, the return of 5-day in-person classes and learning camps, and many other projects being implemented, will Filipino learners be able to leverage back into the norm back when the pandemic has not yet hit the globe? What are the factors affecting the numeracy and literacy progress of learners? These are some of the aspects that this study investigated.
Study made by Hauser, Bach-Mortensen, and Engzel of 2023, revealing learning deficits from 291 countries, are noticeably observed both in mathematics and in reading. But between these two areas, it is in mathematics that learners are having more learning deficits compared to reading. The learning deficit is also observed in terms of level of education and country income level. In terms of subject, reading is set at negative 0.09, while math is set at negative 0.18 during the pandemic period, the 0.00 being the standard performance of learners during pre-pandemic.
The in-depth study made by Bryant, Dom, and Sarakaschannis, which was conducted in 2023, highlighted the report of the nation's report card of the United States of America. The 2 decades of effort and progress of education in terms of math and reading for grades 4 and 8 were wiped out by the pandemic. Getting back in the status during pre-pandemic will take 28 years for grade 8 math and 13 years for grade 4 math and 22 years for grade 4 reading.
This study aims to make a projection of the status of numeracy and literacy skills of the learners in the selected divisions of DepEd Region 4A Calabarzon, Philippines in the next years to come. It surveyed the profile of the schools, looked into the status of the factors surrounding numeracy and literacy skill, mean percentage score in mathematics and English of the K-12 learners for the past 5 school years, influence of school profile to the numeracy and literacy skills, relationship of educational factors to the mean percentage score, and a laying down of the forecast of numeracy and literacy skills for the next 5 school years.
The Department of Education, Region 4A Calabarzon, is currently spearheaded by the able leadership of the Regional Director, Sir Alberto T. Escobarte, and the Assistant Regional Director, Ma'am Loida N. Nidea. 6 divisions responded positively for this exploration, and they are the Laguna Province, San Pablo City, San Pedro City, Cabuyao City, Tanawan City, and Tayabas City.
Google Form was distributed to school heads upon the endorsement of the division superintendents. Data privacy declaration was included in the beginning of the Google Form. This endorsed Google Form has 4 parts: profile of school, factors contributing to numeracy skill progression, factors contributing to literacy skill progression, and NPS of learners in mathematics and English for 5 consecutive school years.
The statistical tools employed to generate quantitative answers to the research questions are frequency, percentage, mean, standard deviation, the analysis of variance, and the Pearson R. As the pattern behaves in linear fashion, linear regression was used for forecasting. The dependent variable was the year or the school year, while the independent variable was the numeracy and the literacy skills evident through mean percentage score. Numeracy and literacy skills were predicted from the present time to the upcoming 5 years.
Data revealed that out of the total number of 55 schools who responded for this study, majority are urban schools, majority are medium-sized, most have curricular offerings for key stages 1 and 2, and most have OPCRF rating equivalent to very satisfactory level. This significant statistical breakdown indicates the varying levels of performance exhibited by schools within this particular evaluation framework. It showcases a substantial number of educational institutions achieving remarkable results and being recognized for their exceptional contributions.
The gathered data indicates that there is a strong indication of a high impact on numeracy skills attributed to students, a high impact attributed to environmental factor, and a very high impact attributed to teachers. Majority of schools have students demonstrating proficient comprehension and problem-solving skills within a reasonable time frame. The role played by the environment in shaping individuals' abilities is essential. Most individuals can possess an advanced level of numeracy skill due to the effective teaching methods or instructional strategies employed by their teachers.
For the literacy skills, the gathered data indicates there is a strong indication of a high impact on literacy skills attributed to students, a high impact attributed to environmental factor, and a very high impact attributed to teachers. Literacy skills serve as fundamental building blocks for academic success and personal growth. Environmental factors encompass various elements such as access to educational resources, socioeconomic conditions, cultural influences, and support systems. Teachers also play a vital role in nurturing language proficiency by employing effective teaching strategies.
The graphs provide a concise overview of the mean percentage score in mathematics over the span of 5 consecutive years. Generally, there is an increasing trend for 3 to 4 years and a decline for the next 1 to 2 years. It emphasizes the critical value of educators in fostering a learning landscape aligned to the diverse needs of learners and the need to maintain academic momentum through responsive educational interventions.
For the English MTS, the graphs provide a concise overview over the span of 5 consecutive years. Generally, there is an increasing trend for 3 or 4 years, a decline for the next 1 or 2 years, and a recovery increase in the 5th year. It implies that throughout the 5-year period, learners generally exhibited a positive trend in their English mean percentage scores. It can also be said that the learning journey of students has had its ups and downs, but show that with their effort, they can improve. Even though the performance of the learners gradually improved, further support is needed for them to continuously thrive in the upcoming years.
For Math and English mean percentage score, school size and curricular classification showed significant influence. With the addition of OPCRF rating for Math mean percentage score, it connotes the importance of having a manageable student-teacher ratio in classroom. Teachers' passion for rearing children are things that can be shared by the Key Stage 1 and 2 teachers to others. Schools should provide extra effort on quality as they might just be focusing on equity, governance, resilience, and well-being.
The result of correlation tests between mean percentage score and educational factors showed significant relationship between English MPS and student-related factor. As a student-related factor in English is being taken care of, English mean percentage score escalates. The 5 literacy skills lined up by Group's Learning Organization of 2021, namely phonemic awareness, alphabetic principle, applying reading skills in a rapid and fluent manner, strong vocabulary, and good comprehension can be attained if learners' self-confidence and discipline can be boosted through the guidance of the school and family members.
The 4 graphs show the best line fit for mathematics MPS as generated by the previous 5 years data. If the future Math MPS patterns reflect the historical trends, it can be predicted using linear regression that for the next 5 years. Mathematics MPS for Key Stage 1 ranges from 78.32 to 82.10. Key Stage 2 is from 77.96 to 81.95. Key Stage 3 is from 69.37 to 77.93, and Key Stage 4 is from 67.08 to 72.29.
Meanwhile, for English MPS, the 4 graphs show the best line fit as generated by the previous 5 years data. If the future English MPS patterns reflect the historical trends, it can be predicted using linear regression that for the next 5 years, English MPS for Key Stage 1 ranges from 78.273 to 81.357. Key Stage 2 is from 78.293 to 81.481. Key Stage 3 is from 66.207 to 71.347. And Key Stage 4 is from 73.991 to 81.467.
This study lines up the following salient findings. School size and curricular classification significantly affect numeracy and literacy skills with the addition of OPCRF rating for numeracy skill, as evidenced by the mean percentage score. Student-related factor is significantly correlated with literacy skills, evidenced by the English mean percentage score. If the score patterns reflect the historical trends, the numeracy skill of learners in terms of mathematics mean percentage score in the year 2028 ranges from 72 and 287 thousandths to 82 and 102 thousandths. While the English mean percentage score, it would be from 71 and 347 thousandths to 81.481 thousandths in the year 2028 for Key Stages 1 to 4.
School heads should implement projects that focus mainly on numeracy and literacy enhancement for learners, and having a rigid monitoring and evaluation of such projects. Project 1, or Overcoming Numeracy Enigma using manipulative tools, can be a great way to help learners understand and apply abstract concepts in math. Project WAVE, or Word Amalgamation through Vocabulary Enhancement, uses various reading materials in accordance to the needs of students. Self-made reading materials, educational videos, PowerPoint presentations, charts, and flashcards. Even parents can be involved in assisting learners lagging behind in reading.
Higher education officials should revisit the student-teacher ratio that is now being implemented on a national level. Conferences on teaching passion and commitment, effective strategies for 21st century learners should be made more available, especially for Key Stage 3 and 4. Programs focusing in quality alongside governance, equity, resilience, and well-being should be promoted so that school heads will not just focus on having outstanding OPCRF rating as the end goal. Future researchers can replicate the study conducted, looking possibly into other predictive patterns as like quadratic, cubic, exponential, and Gaussian regression models.
This study provided valuable insights into the potential influences of various factors on numeracy and literacy skills. It highlights the importance of addressing challenges through targeted interventions and policy reforms to ensure that learners will succeed. The predicted results for the next 5 school years, both in mathematics and in English, showed promising outcomes. And to realize excellent results, changes or reforms are needed. As American politician and former governor of Washington, Christine Gregoire, once said, "Education is the foundation upon which we build our future." So is looking into the possible predictive status of numeracy and literacy can guide educators into preparing for it.
Once again, I am NVSanMiguel from the Department of Education, Lumban Sub-Office, Division of Laguna, Philippines.
And I am Elmar EAPascual from the Department of Education, Nagcarlan Sub-Office, Laguna, Philippines. Thanks for listening, keep safe, and God bless.